Hey man, welcome back. Welcome back to the Super Divorce YouTube and the Super Divorce Twitch and the Super Divorce Calc. Sorry for being tardy. Sorry for my tardy behavior. We had early 4th of July festivities tonight and ended up getting home a little bit later than I thought it was going to be. I thought it might be a few minutes late, but, you know, here I am 40 minutes late, and that's not good. That's not a good look. That's not what I go for. But Sparrow's here. Thanks, Sparrow, for your understanding and your patience. But, we usually do July 3rd festivities in Lebanon, Ohio, and it's always a fun time. And then we'll do tomorrow, actually July 4th, in the area where I grew up. Lebanon is where Jess grew up, and that's where her shop is and all that stuff. So we celebrate over there with her family usually on the 3rd, then we go over to my family on the 4th, and then do the fireworks and such over near my neck of the woods. Not my current neck of the woods, but where I grew up, closer to Dayton, Ohio. So it was a little bit longer than we thought getting home. Some traffic, not as bad as it could have been. You know, usually at these big fireworks celebrations, you know, you get all the cars. Everyone's lined up, just honk, 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 honk. Everyone's at a standstill trying to get out of the big parking area. And we found a back way. So, I mean, there might be some people still stranded there right now. So at least we're not in that position. I'll take being 40 minutes late over being like an hour and a half late. You know what I mean? So, that's what's up. Yeah. So that's what's going on here. I don't know how many people are watching besides Sparrow. Maybe no one. Sparrow, you got any big plans for the 4th? Anything going on? Gonna be getting into any fireworks celebrations? Things like that? Or anybody else? Maybe you're lurking and you're finally like, you know what, I will speak up now because he's asking about the 4th of July. And I will make my 4th of July plans known. Fireworks at a park. That's a good time. Be around fellow Americans, enjoy your community, enjoy the spirit, the festivities, you know, it's like... it's not like some people think that kind of stuff's cheesy, and I don't. I take it very seriously. You know, we're outside earlier this evening, and it was a nice summer eve. Fairly warm. You got some bugs zipping around trying to get at you, but that's okay. Because there was like cold beer in one hand, and then, you know, we took our baseball mitts, and we're passing ball out in the alley behind Jess's parents, and all the kids were running around playing. You could smell the burgers on the grill and all that kind of stuff, and you're looking around at the scene, and it's like, man, this is fucking cool. We have a pretty cool little thing going on here. I'd hate to see that go away. You know, I celebrate that, I really do. Same with being out in the fireworks. It's crowded, it's hot. Maybe the music they're playing isn't your cup of tea exactly, but it's still nice. It's nice to be there in the midst of all that and celebrating, and just having a good time. You know, feeling cozy and comfortable in your community, looking around. You can be fairly certain the people you see, you know, hanging out, they're all there gathered for the same reasons, you know, they're just enjoying the evening, they're having a good time too. That's connection. You know, that's the kind of connection we want to make here in Death Stranding too. That's what you want to bring the world back together for, is to celebrate that kind of stuff. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and jump on over here into the game. Back into the game. Whoop. Your save data was created from a previous version of the application. Newly created save data will be in a different format, which cannot be loaded by previous versions of software. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, just a time to forget about all the shit that's going on in the world and just be happy to be an American and realize how far we've come. That's right. I always think back when I get in these gatherings, especially when it's got that patriotic tinge to it. You know, I can't help but think back to like 2020, 2021, when shit was still really weird, and be like, man, there were people who didn't want this to happen again. There were people who didn't want us to make it back here. And fuck each and every one of them. Not in the good way. Not like show them a nice night. I mean like... Okay, so... what were we getting up to? Take on a main order at the DHV Magellan's terminal. But first, we've got to, of course, have a cryptobiote. You always want to eat a cryptobiote. We want to drink up our chiral tea. Sam's famous chiral tea. And I'm going to show you something really neat here in 1 second. If you hang in there for just a second. I got something cool. I've been talking about it. I'm going to finally deliver with the goods. I think you might be the only one here. Look at this. I've been talking about this, haven't I? Look at that. I told you I had that. Here it is, finally. I keep saying, oh, I should show that on stream. Well, there it is. Look. The very metal cup that ye old Sam Porter Bridges has, I got one too. IRL. Pride and joy. I got it from the Kojima Productions store back when Death Stranding hadn't even come out yet. It was like when Kojima had just left Konami and he created Kojima Productions, and Death Stranding was still on the horizon, and they put some Kojima Productions merchandise up on their website, and this was one of the things you could buy at the time. And I also got this really badass iPhone case. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit the current iPhone, the one that I have now, but it's really cool. It's like all metal. It's got like screws in all the corners to hold it together, like super nice and tight. It's pretty neat, but it just doesn't fit my phone anymore. Yeah, mine is a bit cleaner than Sam's, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's understandable. I mean, the situation he's in. Okay, so all that stuff, nothing new there. Talk to Dahlman.
That sure looked good, Sam. Ready to head out, Sam? I sure am. I was born ready. You're a kind man, willing to pay so much attention to a doll like me. You're a kind man, willing to pay so much attention to a doll like me.
Okay, I think we've exhausted his speech options for the moment. So let's go back to the surface and continue. Hmm.
Are you all right, Sam? What was that just now? Did something happen?
You had one of them visions again.
Feels good.
Okay. Activate the terminal.
Sam, about the next site we wanted you to bring online with the Cupid. It seems we have a little problem. The tar currents nearby have grown unstable. Under these conditions, it's unlikely we'll be able to establish a chiral network connection. Our scans have identified a potential cause. An unknown device located within a brigand outpost to the north of West Fort Knott. It's hardly an elegant solution, but we need you to destroy it. When you're ready, take on this main order to proceed. The client in this case is the musician. I can't wait to hear what he has to share with the network. Don't let us down, Sam.
Okay. What Lego set am I building on Saturday? Not sure yet. Not sure on that one yet. Since we finished Jaws last time, I don't know what it's going to be. Okay, Tarman has detected an anomaly in the tar currents at the Brigand's base up ahead. You will not be able to connect the musician's shelter to the chiral network until it's dealt with. Destroy the communications disruptor and deliver the mysterious recording to the musician.
Hey Sam, this is Tarman. The disruptor device we need you to disable is located in this area. You should have no trouble whatsoever destroying it using MP bullets or MP shells. Alternatively, consider getting close enough to access the device directly. You can use your ring terminal to have APAS hack into it, allowing you to disable it without resorting to brute force. Be advised though, Sam, that some of the brigands you'll encounter on site will be wearing armor protecting both their heads and bodies, and that every one of these armored units will be wielding a rod. No doubt their aim is to fortify themselves against ranged attacks, allowing them to move in and engage you at close quarters. In light of this development, we've gone ahead and added armored enemies to our VR weapons and combat training programs. This way you can experiment with various methods and find a means of dealing with them that's suited to your personal strengths. That's all the information I have for now. Review your potential routes and finalize your equipment loadout before heading out.
Okay.
We're counting on you, Sam.
Hey, Jess. What kind of shit do I like for Legos? I mean, anything that's cool. If the set looks cool, it's cool with me. You know, holy late ass Batman. Well, now you're even later than me, so now who's really late? Huh? Because when I first came on, I explained myself. I said that we went out to the Lebanon fireworks display, and that's why we're a bit late getting home. And then on the way home, there was traffic from the Mason fireworks display they had tonight. The band Better Than Ezra and Tonic played here in Mason. And we went last year because they had what are they called? What's that band called? The Gin Blossoms. The Gin Blossoms played in Mason, and we went to see that, and they were kind of pricks, actually. They sounded alright, but they were not nice. They were very, very full of themselves. Didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. But anyway, this year it was Better Than Ezra and Tonic. I guess they're searching up like one-hit wonder 90s bands, though Gin Blossoms were not a one-hit wonder, and I guess technically Better Than Ezra had a few songs, But everyone knows the one. She likes me for me. You know that one. That's the one that got them over big time. But they were playing in Mason. We're like, I don't really care. So we went to the Lebanon fireworks display, and that's what was going on tonight. Swift hacking. What is this? Strand contract cap boost. Increase the total number of strand contracts Sam can form. Forming a strand contract strengthens your connection with other players, allowing more structures and other objects to be shared. Multiple instances of the enhancement can be applied further. Yeah, this might be helpful, because then structures other people build will show up in my game. Vice versa. And so on. What's my budget for Lego sets? It depends, you know, on how we're doing. Depends on how we're doing. Bills wise and things. We don't have an unlimited budget for it. One day it'd be cool. Get enough super chats. Get enough monthly subscriptions coming in. Not really ever probably gonna to make shit off the ad revenue, but subs and you know, subscriptions to the channel, super chats, that could become lucrative. That could be helpful. That's what I hope for at some point. And then we'll be able to buy the Titanic. Then we can do like $800 Lego sets. That's cash. Speaking of which, huh? What'd you want? You want one? Yeah.
Can I? Open yet?
I got one open already.
Sorry for interrupting.
There you go. But I started in finally. Oh, you can see your butt on stream.
Can you see through my pants?
You just flashed everyone.
Can you see through them?
No, I saw your butt crack.
I have pants on.
I know.
It's not my butt crack.
I saw your butt crack. You showed some crack on stream.
You can't see my butt crack.
Yeah, you can.
You can see through that?
Well, no, you could see. I mean, it was tight enough to where. But anyway, I started in finally.
You're a jerk.
I'm letting you know.
Why? You make it sound like I'm nude.
I started in on the second issue in earnest, finally. And the third. And the fourth. I'm getting ahead finally. So, I've got plans here. We're working on it.
All part of my subtle plan to get you more streamers.
Good Brother said TOS.
What does that mean?
Terms of service. You're gonna get me banned.
Stop!
Well, it doesn't matter if they're skin tight.
Yes, it does. People wear pants like that out in public.
Well, it's debatable what passes for pants these days. You know.
Fine. I'll get some giant sweatpants and I'll go out in those from now on.
Good Brother said you just got me canceled.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
I think I just got you some extra friends to watch.
That could be. I'd probably go with that, actually. Some people would probably try to cancel me.
What, for having a wife?
Yeah, Tumblr era viewers. If you're like a 2015 era Tumblr power user, this probably is not going to be your favorite channel anyway. Just letting you know. You're more than welcome to stay. I'm not one of these people who's like, you gotta get on board with me and all of my things, or else you can fuck yourself. I'm just saying. You're gonna be turned off. You're gonna be like the girl who got mad at me on Tumblr, who really introduced me to cancel culture. I guess. Huh?
You got mad at you?
The first, I've told this story before, so I'm sorry, but Jess maybe needs a refresher.
I feel like I remember a little bit.
The first time I ran into that type of mentality was when I made a Tumblr for Sleep Star Ignition.
Oh yeah.
Our old band. And I was finding like the most popular images on Tumblr, like the most popular Tumblr memes. They weren't even really memes. They were just like shitty pictures that for some reason got popular. And I would modify them to like insert Sleep Star Ignition, the band name, into it somehow. And there was one, and it was like a lady's leg, and it showed like at different marks going up towards her vagine. As you went up, there'd be like a little ticky mark, and then some sort of female slur next to it. So, let's say at the ankle, it would be like woman or lady, and then you go up a little higher, and then it's like floozy, and you go up a little further, and it's like, you know, slut, and you go up further, and it's whore, and then it's like slobber all the way up to the top to whatever the worst one to be called was. And I removed the top name and put Sleep Star Ignition in, and I was like, oh, it's just shit posting, just general shit posting. I mean, I come from the fucking 4chan something awful era, you know, not the right fit for Tumblr power users, but that was like when Tumblr was really getting going, and it was like, oh, there's this new social media site called Tumblr. You know, everyone's on it now, so you should make a Tumblr site if you're on social media. So I did, and that's what I was doing. I was just shit posting like normal. And I got back on one day, and I got this message, and it was like fucking 10 paragraphs from this random chick just laying into me about how offensive it was, and how it was the last thing she needed to see when she got home from her fucking horrible job, where she was already being berated for being a woman, and then she had to get on Tumblr, which is her safe space, and you had to see this fucking bullshit from this fucking misogynistic, like, just laid into me. And I'd never experienced anything like that before. My mind was blown. I was like, did I really ruin this woman's life from this post? It like caught me off guard. I'd never seen that before. And like at the time, I remember I know how to react now. Like if I got that message now, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. Go cry. Cry harder, biatch. But then I was like, oh, well, I don't want her to be sad. That's not what I was trying to do. I was just having fun. It was just shit posting. It's just for fun. It's not to be taken seriously. And I like wrote her back in like an apologetic tone, which you never do. That's always the wrong thing to do. Because that's all they want from you, is to make you feel bad about what you did. And they're not going to forgive you, but what they will do is wield their power over you. Once they see that you've apologized, then they feel like, now I've got him. Now I can kind of bend this guy's will and make him play ball my way. I can make sure that I correct his behavior and make sure that he's on my team moving forward. And so that's why it's like you don't apologize to people who act like that. So anyway, that was like the first encounter I ever had with that shit.
See, I didn't cancel you with my butt.
But I'm saying that lady would probably be upset.
No, she should feel empowered.
No, because you're appealing to the male gaze.
I was just walking around. It's not my fault. Somebody wants to gaze. It's
yeah.
my body.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do I like Technic sets? Not exactly. I don't hate them. It's just not my go-to. I like stuff that's I like big set pieces as opposed to one. Like the Technic things would be like a really complicated car or motorcycle, and those things can look cool, and I'm sure they look nice when you display them, but I'd rather have like the Home Alone house, or I don't know what else, stuff like that. I talked recently about how I'd love to go back and get some of the old sets. They re-released some of the old like 80s Knights in Shining Armor sets, which I remember from when I was a kid. I never had the huge castle, and I always thought that would be cool to do. And they re-released like a slightly reworked version of it a few years ago, That'd be really cool to do, but I think that's probably like $400 or $500. But if I had my choice, I'd do stuff like that. And I also have thought that, what are they called? What is it? What are they called? Bionicle. I remember stocking the shelves at Toys R Us when Bionicle was really big, but I never got into it myself. I just remember many nights stocked the shelves with all those cool Bionicle sets, and I always thought those were neat. Those would be fun to do. You'd have to go and get those off eBay though, and the price jacks up through the roof on them shits. But that'd be fun. You love Bionicle? Yeah, they always looked awesome. But I never did a single one of them. That'd be fun to do. It'd be fun to like dive into it like in the future. I've got this vision where I do like a month of nothing but Bionicle content. Like I stream the Bionicle games. We only do Bionicle Lego sets. Nothing but Bionicle for like a month straight. I think that'd be cool. They came out with a new show a couple years back. It didn't do well. Did they try to rework it? It wasn't like classic Bionicle, probably. It was probably Bionicle with a modern spin of some bullshit sort. Well, let's finally get into it here, a half hour later. Oh yeah! Happy 4th of July, everybody. Bless you. Unless you're a fucking red coat. If you're one of them red coats, if you're watching from the UK, bless you. If you're watching from the UK, ha 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 ha! Loser! You lost. And now you don't get a fun 4th of July. At least not as fun as ours is. So where am I going here now, this time? I'm going up here. This way. Bless you again. Jess can never just sneeze one time. She's always got to sneeze like 50 trillion times in a row.
Be nice and say bless you, except to berate me.
Well. Makuta was the main villain, but then he was using a hunter named Umarak. And they both died. Well, I'll find out all about it. We'll do a deep dive. Whenever it becomes Bionicle month, I'll let you know. Where was this shit? Where is it? Over here? Is that it? Way up there? Yeah. See, this is where I wanted to go. I wanted to continue this road last time, but I couldn't because I didn't have the chiral network coverage to do so. Good Brother's getting butthurt about your Bionicle spoilers, Sparrow. You better watch it with the spoilers.
Sam, are you planning on entering enemy territory while carrying all that? With that much cargo on your back, they'll spot you in no time.
Oh, really?
Why not stash your backpack and any excess equipment somewhere safe? Take only what you need for now.
They see me already? No, they didn't see me yet. Okay, here, I'll put some extra cargo here on my cruiser. Like I won't need the ladder. And I'm not gonna need that. Let's put that on the tri-cruiser. We'll put that on there. And sports belt. I thought that was something that I can equip. Maybe I should, like, I don't know, I'll look at that. Ceramics. I meant to put that in the damn thing. Let's put that on the cruiser. Let's put that on the cruiser. And that. Cruiser's all full up now. Okay, hold on. Pick that up. What? Wait, is there a guy? Did someone come over here already? Oh, for fuck's sake. See, I was trying to do this. Well, I got one. Here's another guy. Okay. That bola's gonna... Oh, shit. It didn't even... It didn't do a good job. Here, maybe I can... Damn it. Okay, things are not going according to plan. How about this way? That works at least. Okay, so we can do a two-pronged approach here. We're gonna go bola gun. And then we're going to quickly switch over to the strand. Do our binding. Where's this guy? Where'd he go? Oh, he's down too. Okay. Oh, here he comes. Okay. Back to the bola. And then, quickly, back to the strand. Strand him up. Go over here to this guy. Strand him up. Taking some fire here. Well, fuck you, dude. I thought I got that guy. Back to the strand. Let me go back to my bola. What do you think of bola guns, good brother? You ever used one? Sparrow, or wait, Good Brother said you should make a Sam Porter Bridges Christmas-themed outfit for holiday shopping. That'd be fun. Maybe I'll do that when we go out next time.
Hopefully have enough money to go holiday shopping.
Oh. Okay, let's... Now these guys, supposedly... were pretty stacked. Whoop. Shit. Did we get him? There's one. Okay, where are we at here? You know what we'll do? Let's put Dolman to work.
Ready to launch.
Okay, we got a fellow there. We got a fellow there. That's the target. We got a fellow down there. Another fellow down there. Another one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He might be coming after me. Okay. That guy's still down over there in the watchtower.
Okay, Sam, heads up.
Return to Sam. You've never seen a real bola gun. Maybe you could make one. Maybe that should be your next big project. sell it to all the Death Stranding fans. Sell it to Kojima himself. I think I got that guy. I think I pwned him. I think I just rocked his ass. Did I get him? He's down. Alright, let's take a look over here. Maybe we'll just swizzle our way right on over this how. Raymond Boy said, just followed on Kick. Hey, we got a new Kick follower. Said, yo, your streams just cured my boredom. Let's connect on Discord so as to share dope ideas and clips. That could be legit or it could be spam. That's at least a better attempt. If that's spam, it's at least a better attempt than get mass followers on streamboo.com. If I actually helped cure your boredom, then that's awesome. But if you're just here to spam, then you know what? You can go fly a kite, big dog. Let's, oh! Got him. There's another one down. We got another guy over here. I think that's... nope. Two more. Two more. At least we can move up now. How do I do with snakes? Like in real life? Well, I'll tell you what. A couple years ago, I encountered a huge snake. It was slithering up the stairs to our deck from the driveway, like around the back of our house. It had to have been, let me try to not over exaggerate. I would say it was somewhere between 6 and 10 foot long. I couldn't tell because it was kind of coiled up, slithering up the steps, but it was a big guy. It was the biggest snake that I've ever seen, like in the wild. And he was slithering up the stairs. So I grabbed a big stick, and we've got woods behind our house, so I just took a big stick, and I got it underneath of him, and hoisted him up, and then launched him into the woods. And so I guess, like, I'm not paralyzed by snakes, like some people are. Some people have, like, I've got a friend who has just an absurd fear of them. I told him that story and he, like, wanted to throw up.
Ooh.
Jason.
Oh, I didn't know he was...
Yeah, he can't stand snakes. So, I mean, I'll deal with them. I wouldn't want to, like, have a king cobra slithering in my office or anything, but I'm not paralyzed by just seeing a snake. We found, like, a smaller bite-sized snake, like, actually in the house one time. And, it was okay. Did I get him? Alright, got that guy. Got one more. This guy back here. Good Brother said rat snakes are the largest snake in Ohio. They can get up to 7 foot long. Well, maybe that's what I saw then. Because it was a big dog. Gotcha, bitch. Oh, what? Where'd these guys come from? Now there's more. They got reinforcements from somewhere. Where'd those dudes come from? Ah, shit. Right in your eye. Right in your eye. Let's reload. Hopefully this is it. They must have been hiding in one of those buildings. On the bola gun, Good Brother said making one would be challenging. The concept was attempted in early America with 2 cannons and cannonballs connected by a chain. When the timing was off, you can see how that goes bad. Well, I think that if anyone can do it, you can. Why not you to perfect it and get the job done? Where is he? Where is this guy? What? Who and where? Oh, shit. Oh, he's up top. I had one behind me. I didn't see that guy. Oh, there he is. Okay, now we got him. Now where are you going? Where are you going, little Pinocchio? Stand still for a second. Shit. Shit. No! There we go. Okay. Now this should be the last guy. Let's go back to the bola. We'll do the bola strand method here with this dude. Nope, didn't make it to him. Got it. Okay. Now I should be able to do this without having to sabotage it completely.
Oh, good job, Sam. You've disabled the target. And don't forget to collect your things before moving on.
Okay, now deliver the mysterious recording to the musician. So I'm gonna have a good amount of stuff here. Maybe I can, grab these items and store them over here. Because I can't carry all this stuff with me right now. That's too much. My trike is already full. Let's put these medals... Wait, can I, what, are they only letting me take stuff out? Well, that's too bad. Okay, whatever. Oh, we got another boy right here. We got a fancy boy going up top. There you go. Now he's getting up. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Gonna need you to sit right there if you can. Alright. Well, I guess I'll just come back for this stuff later. Well, okay, so I think what's going on here is these guys aren't staying down for very long. The armored dudes don't seem to be as susceptible. Have I ever watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine? No, I never have. It's got Andy Samberg, right? That's one of those shows I heard the earlier seasons were better. And then it kind of went downhill. Now where? Oh, where? Ah, all the way up there. Okay. All right. A bit of a drive ahead of us here. You know, I was talking to that same buddy who's afraid of snakes. He said he went through the entire Death Stranding 1 without building highways. And that blew my mind. Because I was like, he was asking where I was in the game, and I was like, I told him I just got to Australia. And I was like, you know, I'm just going around trying to get the highways built. And he's like, well, I never really... Oh, that's cool. I don't even have to get out. Just realized that. You can pick up the chiral without getting off your trike. That's helpful. But he said he did like the whole first game and maybe only built like one stretch of road where he had to for a mission. And I was like, dude, that was like one of the coolest, most fun things to do in that game was to see your highway stretch out that you'd connected like from coast to coast basically. I had that entire thing built. And it was awesome because you could just hop on the highway and drive and you don't have to worry about doing this. I mean, you still have to go off-road sometimes, but it definitely cuts down on the amount of time you have to go off-road. And it's very satisfying to see your highway constructed and built up over time. But I was like, you should do it. You should get in the highway game. So on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Season 3 is the worst, everything before and after is better. I was just thinking about Stranger Things earlier today, and how I'm looking forward to the conclusion, but I feel like it peaked. I don't know. I've liked certain things about every season, but
Okay, just a bit further now.
there's a chiral. I think Season 1 is like untouchable. I don't think they ever quite reached that, that level again. Let me stop here.
Drawbridge credentials verified.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is...
Hold on. You're with Drawbridge, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Hope the brigands weren't too much trouble. Though you look okay. Glad you can make it. Alright. Let's take a look at this cargo of yours.
S rank
Shine on this. Hot damn.
on the hardest difficulty too. Averaging mostly S ranks. You're welcome.
I'll definitely have more work for you if you want it. I've been waiting a long time for this. Okay, use your Cupid to hook me up.
I know Sparrow said he wants to play this. Good brother, after watching for a bit, do you think you'd enjoy playing through the Death Stranding games now? And how do you feel comparing Death Stranding to Metal Gear? How are you feeling? What are your general thoughts? I should get the Atari 2600 Lego set. I've got it.
Did
We've-
we build that already?
Yeah, we did that on a series of streams. Maybe about a year ago, year and a half. It's been a little while. It's sitting up on top of the television set right out there in the next room. Got that one for show. That was a fun set. That's a really cool one. One of my favorites. You're cold?
So how are you not?
Oh. I don't know, because I'm gaming. I'm gaming. I'm all gamed up. I'm all bricked up for games.
My nose is cold.
Why?
It's cold in here. I've got my blanket, my sweatshirt.
Hmm.
I'm still too chilly.
Oh, look at that. We got a shoddy. Finally. I'll have to test that out.
Do you ever find out what time we're going to Mother's?
Now displaying your current order grade.
I can look.
Yeah. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
I'd be so baffled.
Metal Gear. 5-ish. She said get to their house at 5-ish.
Oh.
Tomorrow.
Huh?
Hey, we've earned the nickname Mover Level 2ver. Porter grade of 85. For a period of time was my football number. Fun fact in Super Divorce lore. Number 85. Hey, there's Mariana Mortigard Glesgorv. Says that face when you get the urge to mail your eyes to YouTube headquarters. It's that guy. It's the mail your eyes to YouTube headquarters guy. Anytime this guy shows up, he starts talking about mailing your eyes to YouTube headquarters. I don't know what they'd want with that. I don't know what kind of message that... What kind of message is that supposed to send? If you don't mind elaborating, since you're here, can you elaborate and let everyone know what mailing your eyes to YouTube headquarters, what message does that send to them? You've got my full attention? Because usually your eyes focused on something that's conveying that you're zeroed in, you're honed in, you've got me. Does that mean you're such a big fan of YouTube? You can't watch anything else? Here, just have my eyes. It's all I watch anyway. I plucked my eyes out and sent them to YouTube headquarters. Or is there something else? Is it a different message that's supposed to be relayed by doing so? Because I'm still out in the wilderness on that one. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. What's up, Starlins? Starlins is here. Hi. Good evening to you. Happy 4th of July. Good Brother's got no bucks for PS5, but Death Stranding is cool. Said that he knows I'll stop playing on stream before... Oh, that sounds like a challenge. That sounds like a challenge from Good Brother. He said, I know you'll stop playing on stream before you finish it, but maybe someday. And he says he's fixing to give all his bucks to Jeps.
What?
You know I'll stop before I finish it, huh? Huh. Well then. Might just have to prove you wrong.
Don't give me all your bucks.
Starlins is back and better than ever.
That's great.
That was Eric Bischoff's theme song in the WWE. I'm back and I'm better than ever. Got a knack for making things better. Face facts. 'Cause your opinion don't matter. He's a maniac. Gonna step on whoever. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think it means to mail your eyes to YouTube headquarters? Because I'm not getting anything else from Mariana Mortigard Glesgorv. So anyone who's here in the chat, what do you think that's supposed to... What does it mean to mail your eyes to YouTube headquarters? Why would you do that?
I'd like to keep your eyeballs where they are.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have no interest in doing that myself, but it seems to be a fixation for...
Everybody's got a fetish.
Good Brother claims to have carnal knowledge.
Oh.
It came to him in a vision in the midst of thrusting away with, Huh? He said carnal knowledge. Usually that has something to do with, you know, pumping and...
Starlings have Turkish. That's not the advice we gave you.
Yeah, that's not going to help you get to a better place in life, having 5 Turkish people trapped in your basement. You'd be better off having 5 Turkish delights trapped in your basement. In fact, that's what I'd recommend. Gather as many Turkish delights as possible.
Those are gross.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So nobody has to eat them.
Yes, gather them up and then hide them.
To YouTube.
Yeah, that's a better idea. Mail boxes and boxes of Turkish delight to YouTube headquarters.
That can be your new hobby.
Yeah. You think it means devote your eyes to YouTube a lot? No. Because you're allowed to say that.
No, the mail your eyes.
I know. You can say that. I don't really ban people from the chat.
I didn't ban.
I don't encourage wrench usage unless it's spam. I will either wrench or encourage other people to wrench spammers or people who are saying things that are going to get my channel banned.
But not people that are wishing harm upon your eyeballs.
Well, I mean, if it's a direct threat, if you say I'm coming to your house to scoop your eyes out so I can mail them to YouTube headquarters, then I would say, all right, well, it's probably time to get that guy out of here. But so far, it's not been anything like that. And if it gets there, then there'll be a ban, and it's going to advance into, you know, on guard scenario where I'll have to start flashing my piece on stream. He says, I will just have we'll see Sam's arsenal on the screen, and then you'll see my arsenal behind me in case anyone decides to try and escalate. That's what's going to have to happen there. Good Brother said some Turkish delights are see, I wanted to fill it in. He said tasty. I wanted to say nasty. I want to say all Turkish delights are nasty. But he said some are tasty. He said the rose ones are gross, though, and I'm snake bit. What's up, Sona? Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th to you. Starlin said, I am Quande Dingleberry III of New Hampshire. Congratulations. What is this? Timefall generator uses timefall to recharge Sam's battery. That seems like a good thing. PCC flood warnings provides a warning when attempting to build a structure in a flood-prone area. Good stuff.
This is really something. I'm part of the chiral network,
Mm-hmm.
which means everyone can finally listen to my songs. Then with the music player, you'll be able to set the mood for your adventures.
Oh.
Just like that, the world's gotten so much bigger. Yeah, looks like my weapon data has been shared with everyone too. So about the recording you brought me, it almost sounds like a whale song. But there's something off about it. I'll need more time to figure it out. Anyway, I'll send you updates via the SSS. Yeah, I got it from a friend who knows all about weapons. Now, this is way back in the day, when I was traveling in search of new music. Well, he said I'd need to protect myself, taught me how to use it and everything. But I never did in the end. Just as well, I'm better with instruments, you know? Apparently this shines when you break it out at close range. Incorporates the latest tech as well, so it ought to pack one hell of a punch. In an ideal world, we wouldn't ever need stuff like this. but I bet it's a necessary evil for you. Do what you gotta.
Whale song. A whale song. Good brother's gonna find some good Turkish delights and get me back on the wagon, he says.
I'm already ordering them for you now.
Please don't.
No, I'm ordering you some so you can taste them on stream.
Tarman's the one who recorded it.
Did
Said
you?
he heard it while he was out tar fishing.
I'm just making sure there's no high
Listen.
fructose corn syrup in the ones that I buy. Just checking the
Call me crazy,
ingredients. These are
but we
good.
might be dealing with something like
There's
a
no
whale.
rose flavored ones.
Another
in these.
interesting thing
Should
to
I
know.
get some with
Creatures
rose?
that hear this
No.
song make an effort
Just so
to
you
avoid the
can eat
source.
the soap.
There's not much else I can say with confidence. However, give me some time to analyze it, and I might get you some answers.
Here, this has strawberry, peach, melon, tangerine, and blackberry. Those sound safe. I'll just get the small pack.
Jess is ordering me a box of Turkish delights right now.
Do you want the 1 pound pack or the 8-ounce pack?
I think we'll start with 8 ounces. I don't know if I want a pound of Turkish delights.
What if you love them?
Then I'll get by until I need to order more.
Well, the 1 pound is only a few dollars more. I'll just get the 8-ounce.
Okay.
I'm ordering them now. They'll get here Sunday. So on Monday you can add them to your stream.
All right. Next Monday, I'll be reviewing some Turkish delights on the stream as well. I'll be getting a delivery from Sam Porter Bridges with Turkish delights.
Or should I find some that'll be here Saturday for our Lego stream?
Yep.
That'd work too.
Really immerse
Okay, hold on.
myself
Let me
in my
see if
work
I can
here.
find any that get here
Sadly,
Saturday.
all the music I've made never gets heard by anyone else.
I think
Still,
the holiday
that's
is
about to
messing
change.
with it.
Because of that update I pushed you earlier,
Everything says
the new
Sunday.
music player function, remember? In it, you'll find a sample of my work. When you've got the time, be it on the job
Looks
or
like
relaxing
everything is
somewhere,
Sunday.
why don't you take a listen?
He's
Also
chill.
got the rose ones.
No, don't do that.
A whole pack of them. A whole pound.
Oh God, Sona said put the extras in the subscription boxes. And Starlin can send me cheese. I like cheese. No problem there.
Didn't they say they were making in their shower?
Huh?
Shower cheese.
Oh, yeah, if it's shower cheese, I don't want that.
Ooh, this one comes with the rose. Rose, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, lemon, and orange.
Why is bro wearing jeans and a hoodie in the apocalypse? He's a musician. He's just chill, dude. He gave us a music player.
Gotta get going, huh? Well, hey, thank you for the help. You know, I've been wondering how those brigands got their hands on that disruptor thing. I'm just saying, they certainly don't have the know-how to build one. It's kind of worrying. Oh yeah, I had another favor I wanted to ask, if that's cool.
Yeah, go for it.
I lost some cargo near and dear to my heart, even though I tried my best to keep it safe. I've tracked it to this dangerous place. Too dangerous for someone like me. The request's
Because it
open
has a
to anyone
delicate
willing to accept,
texture.
but something tells me you'll deliver. Get it? Anyway, if this kind of works up your alley, then take a look at my suborder.
Thank you so much, Sam. I have high hopes for his work, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see what comes of it. As for that strange device, it seems that its effect on the tar currents blocked all chiral communications. So I think it's only fair that we call it a chiral jammer. Anyway, while the currents in the area have settled down somewhat, we've received a number of troubling new reports. For one, a tar eruption was recorded in the direct vicinity of West Fort Knot. A group of figures clad in red and a large unidentified black mass were observed just prior to this eruption as well. Needless to say, the anomalous tar current activity near West Fort Knot may be related to these events. So we can't afford to ignore them and proceed with network expansion. We've got no choice but
Should I
to
get the ones with
investigate and
rose or
address
no
any
rose?
cause
No,
that may
don't
be
do the
present on
rose.
site. The corresponding main order has been added to this delivery terminal. I've got a feeling a difficult fight might be ahead of you, Sam. I strongly advise you to prepare accordingly.
Order completed. Well done.
Sona said Turkish Delight sounds like a pleaser teaser. Oh, God. That's not good. Should Sparrow get a second Alani of the day? Heading into the night. I mean, we're in the night. Yeah, I mean, you said you stay up until like 4 a.m. every night anyway, so why not? And it's a holiday. George Washington would want you to have a second Alani, I think. I think he'd tell you to go for it. Starlin's doing the Black Betty. I hate that Black Betty song. That's an awful song. It's one of the worst songs ever created. Absolutely awful. One of my least favorite tunes. When that song comes on, if I'm listening to the radio, that's an immediate change the channel to the next station. I can't do it. Fucking awful. One of the worst. Okay, we got main orders, sub orders.
One of my clients is related to the guy who wrote that song.
Really?
Yeah, it's like her uncle.
That's
She's
true.
like, he's famous for that one song, and then she told me, and I was like, oh no.
Not that. I guess we'll take this.
Alright. Order has been placed.
Maybe I should get a shotty. Let's do that shotgun. And yeah, let's do that. Let's fabricate. And let's let's put on the backpack. 8-pass enhancements. I don't really have money for shit right now. For enhancements, I don't think. Oh, we can get the flood warnings. Or the swift hacking. I guess I'll go for the swift hacking. There we go. Leaves us with 5.
Darlings, I thought you were feeling better.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Do you just sometimes want to commit a war crime? I mean, alternative strategy in a high school parking lot. No, that's not a good thing to do. That's not a very good way to get your life on track. Sam Porter Bridges wouldn't do that. And I think that's a pretty good barometer of what you should do in life. If you're thinking about doing something, ask yourself, would Sam Porter Bridges approve? Now hold on. Hello, feds, that's him. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think maybe Starlin's is a fed. Trying to run a honeypot scheme here. He's like, oh, this guy seems kind of fucked up. Maybe I can rope him in. Which someone tried to do to me one time. I will never forget this. And I'll never be convinced otherwise. I am almost 100% certain that a guy at a local school board meeting tried to rope me into a honeypot scheme. Into like a fake militia.
The one school meeting you went to?
Yeah, I went to one school meeting. And there was a guy there, and he came up to me afterwards and like gave me a card. And he was like, hey, I think you might be into this. Why don't you check out our website? And I was like, oh, okay. And the dude was like, he had to have been probably like 60 years old, maybe 60, 65. Just not the type of guy who I'd ever imagine would come up and be like, hey, yeah, this is my kind of dude right here. And he walked up to me afterwards and he's like, here, take my card. Here's our website. We've got a group. I think you'd be into it. And I went and looked at it. And I was like, this guy's trying to turn me into like a mass shooter, I think. So I didn't sign up. I didn't give them my email or anything.
No,
Now we homeschool. Yeah.
This must be new territory.
What if that was Starlin's?
It might have been Starlin's. It might be that guy. He's been following me all this time. Honey pots and Turkish delights. What more could the feds ask for in one chat? I mean, yeah.
And the pleaser teaser.
Honey pots, Turkish delights, pleaser teasers. They all go hand in hand.
My
Generator.
butt crack, apparently.
Wouldn't want to be
Yeah.
near that if it released its charge.
Oh shit! Thanks, good brother. Good brother with $20, a $20 super chat from good brother.
Dang it, I didn't get the one with the rose. There was one that had rose mixed in with it, and I thought about just tricking you with it. But I was nice, and I didn't buy that one. Maybe I should go order another pack.
That's cold, Obi-Wan. Why didn't that show up on my other one here? Hold on. What did he say? It's not showing me the...
At the super chat?
Yeah. On the combined chat that I've talked about here on Caster Labs, it won't show me the super chat. I have to go into YouTube. No, I see it now. Good brother for $20 said, community support for Legos and Turkish Delight ASMR. Make sure you cam your Jep's reaction to the Turkish Delights. Get Rose and play Russian roulette with Rose in the mix.
Aw, I didn't get the rose one.
Well, maybe you should buy some.
Oh. Alright.
Get some Rose for the roulette. Rose Turkish Delight Roulette. You know, they make it look so tasty in Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, he like overthrew the whole thing.
Yeah, he like he like commits his entire family to Satan basically. Just so he can eat a Turkish Delight. Tilda, imagine that. Imagine sacrificing your family and all you hold dear because fucking Tilda Swinton offered you a Turkish Delight. That's crazy. That kid was completely unhinged.
Now Amazon's gonna be like, so you like these?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get nothing but Turkish Delight advertisements now. We noticed you've been browsing the Turkish Delights. I'm gonna see it like on every app I open. All of my X feed is going to be about Turkish Delights. Instagram is going to be nothing but Turkish Delight requests and recommendations. It's going to be a shit show. Legend of legends of legends!
You need anything, Mama?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Butt out of it.
No spitting them out. Gotta consume the entire delight. I mean, yeah, I'll do it. I ain't no bitch.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Legend of legends of legends. Fuck yeah.
Well, we've both got work that needs doing. Let's get at it, huh?
The entire confection. That's that Matilda shit. Cookie put her, what'd she say, blood and sweat? Cookie put her blood and sweat into that cake. You must consume. I've had a couple of these now. You must consume the entire confection. Breaking news. Master Chief found in back alley dumpster of Applebee's. Sounds like he imbibed in one too many of the, what do they got? $1 margaritas? I saw a meme the other day, it was like the only proper way to leave Applebee's, and it was like the cops, like, carrying this guy out, just drunk off his ass. That's the only proper way to leave Applebee's. After you've taken full advantage of the fucking $1 margaritas. Let me go back up there again, because this guy had some...
No, I'm not alone.
He had some stuff. See, I need to get this road built. Where was the next, where was the next thing? I gotta find it. Is it up here? Yeah, I don't care about you, dude. Go fuck yourself. No one gives a shit. These guys are so thirsty for attention. Oh, look, it's a porter! He's trying to make deliveries. Let's fucking shoot at him. You know, if you really want some... I guess we can do this. I'm not afraid of you. I'll hop out right here, right now. What? Who fucking did that? Who just did that? Oh, he's on a... Oh, look, he's on a mobile. He's on a mobile. Well, you know what? This is a great time to test out the shotgun. Let's go, buddy. Oh, fuck. Don't get run over.
Oh boy, that must hurt.
There you go. How about that shit? I'm just gonna hide right here. You guys are gonna have to come and get me. You want some? Come get some.
Can I safely plug this in?
Dummy. Look at that. Yeah. Come on. Really? You're gonna go toe-to-toe with Norman Reedus? Give me a fucking break. Norman Reedus makes me want to smoke full-time.
Don't do it.
He does. 'Cause, like, he's almost... Well, he's gotta be... I think he's over 50 now. He's in fantastic shape. He's got his show where he just rides motorcycles across the country. He gets to star in Kojima games. Kojima just wants everyone to be a full-time smoker. And I think that might be, you know, we get these people coming in, come to streamboo.com. I think I might finally become like a Dean Withers level streamer if I just smoke full time. That might be what I need to do.
Good way.
I could be on the level of Dean Withers and Destiny. I don't have any bullets left here. Where are they shooting from? Over there? There's a guy. I think I'm gonna have to... Gotcha, bitch. Okay, there's one. And then... Are we all good? Alright, might be able to do this. Okay, we got the chiral crystals for show. More than enough for that. Shotgun sounds futuristic and weak, needs more thump. Well, of course you gotta be a hater. Oh, sorry, Sparrow wanted to know, should I get cotton candy, sherbet, swirl, or blue slush? I've really become a fan of that cotton candy. I'd go with that one.
My client got me a whole 12 pack of that.
Yeah, that's good.
Need to bring it home.
What else do we have to put on here? We got metals. Can do 50 of those. The Doom shotgun is pretty badass. Doom has a good one. Metals, I need 350 and I need 160 of ceramics. So that's gonna be, I think, my next thing.
I can't get my dang internet to work on the phone.
You can't, why not?
Oh no. I only have a tiny bar for service too if I switch off my Wi-Fi.
Where'd that Cairo go?
Look at the chat.
Hey, I don't get anyone addicted to anything. You get yourself addicted to whatever you want to be addicted to. That's not my problem. How about that, buddy? You like that? And I mean, I was probably fairly addicted to caffeine at 14. One of my favorite things to do as a child, definitely by 14, my grandpa used to go out for like very early morning rides in his pickup truck. He would just wake up super early and he would just go out driving out near the country, out near Germantown, Ohio. And if I was staying over there, I'd get to go with him sometimes. And at a point, I was like, if you're gonna go for a ride, like, stop by my house first. I would tell him that. And I would set my alarm to wake up at like 5 in the morning when I was in like 7th grade. And I would, I'd set my alarm at like 5 a.m. and I'd wait until about like 5:30 and just see if he happened to come by. And some mornings he didn't, but sometimes he did. And I'd see him pull into the driveway, and I'd be like, fuck yeah. And I'd leave the house, and I'd go out with my grandpa, and we'd just drive. We'd stop by the Dunkin' Donuts, and we'd get a donut and coffee, and then we'd just fucking cruise. Drink our coffee, listen to AM radio. Huh?
Pop?
Yeah, my pops. I called him Pops.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's special for him.
It's special for me too.
Yeah.
That's not what it, wait, I wanted to come here to do something in particular. I wanted to get
I don't have any memories like that with my grandparents.
none.
No, none.
That's too bad.
My one grandma always had comments about everything wrong about me. And my step-grandpa, he'd always spank me for no reason.
He'd spank you for no reason?
Yeah. Like, all I remember about him is that, like, he spanked me.
Whose grandpa just spanks them for no reason?
Mine. So every time I did stuff he didn't like, he just walloped me on the bum. And then my other grandparents is Gigi and my silly grandpa. And all I remember about him is that he used to take out his dentures and be funny with them. And he used to scare us, and he had a graveyard at his house. And he'd scare us kids when we went over there. But other than that, I don't really remember much about him.
My grandpa was like a hard ass, and I don't think he ever spanked me.
Well, the weird thing is, it's like, he wasn't even like blood related to me.
Sona wants to know if you grew up in a Latter-day Saints family.
You know, there are probably some similarities. You wanna know what else? I had this uncle, my Uncle RB. You didn't meet him, did you?
I heard about RB.
Yeah, all I remember about him, he looks like Popeye.
Yeah.
Little squinty eyes. And he was short and squatty like that. And he always wanted, no, this is not good. He always wanted us to like sit on his lap. I remember he used to pinch my butt. And I didn't like going around him because I could never understand what he was talking about. Because he like you never could understand him. He always like mumbled, and he'd have that
like the guy in Napoleon Dynamite who like drank eggs with.
Yes, exactly that. I'm never knew anything he would think. He'd be like, come over here, and he couldn't hear anything. And then he'd pinch me on the butt, and he'd cackle.
Yeah.
I didn't like him. He killed himself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
He killed himself, and that was fine with Jess. We got totally normal things happening over here.
Anytime I'm like, I wonder why I have nightmares all the time, and then I talk about my life, and I'm like, that could be part of it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But no, I never had like fun day with Grandma and Grandpa. You know, I was never left alone with them. I didn't have any fond memories.
Third Sparrow said, who killed himself? Jess's Uncle RB.
It's not funny, but it's kind of, you know.
He always wanted to, was it pinch your butt?
Yeah,
is that what you
said?
said?
On the butt, but I was like, I don't know, probably Emerson's age.
Yeah.
I was like a little girl.
Yeah.
He always wanted me to come sit on his lap, and I never wanted to.
Well, I can see why. Well, at least you can laugh about it. At least you think it's hilarious. He got his just desserts in the end, I guess. Oh boy.
The old Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. Sparrow wants to know why you're laughing so hard. I guess coping mechanism.
Preposterous that I've never talked about it before. And saying it out loud, I'm realizing how ridiculous. And none of the grown-ups were like, hey, maybe don't pinch your butt. Like everybody was just in on it.
They thought it was funny?
Yeah.
Did he do it?
It's just old RB.
Did he do it to other people too?
I don't know. Probably. I think he was weird with everybody.
Yeah. Sona said we all had that creepy uncle.
Yeah.
But I don't know if any of them were as creepy as Uncle RB.
I mean, some people's uncles are weird.
Was it like RB or like Arby's? Like
No,
R, the letters R and B.
I don't know what his real name was.
Sparrow said your uncle pinched your butt, want you to sit on his lap, killed himself.
That's all I can tell you about him.
And now you're laughing your ass off.
I don't know anything else about him. I think he was abusive to my aunt.
Oh.
She wasn't very nice either. The only memory I have of her, she always used to take me out for my birthday to Pizza Hut. Almost every time I had a birthday. And I remember she always wore this like really horrible orange colored lipstick.
Uh-huh.
And she was always really mean to the waitresses, and it made me really uncomfortable. So that's my aunt and uncle, and that's all I can tell you about them.
Did the waitresses do anything wrong, or was she just mean?
No, she was just one of those ladies that's just annoyed and mean. You know? Like she.
Well, count yourself lucky, Sparrow. Sparrow does not have a creepy uncle.
Oh. I thought everybody has a creepy uncle.
I guess not. Not Sparrow. He's been...
Do you have any creepy uncles?
No. I mean, but I guess maybe that's more of like a thing if you're a girl. But I never had... I had some silly uncles, but I never had a creepy one. I had like a super redneck uncle who I always thought was kind of cool. He had long hair. I only really saw him at Christmas and our 4th of July party. And he'd always be drunk, hanging out with his buddies at 4th of July. He never wore a shirt. He had like really long black curly hair. He always wore a Budweiser hat. Kind of skinny. And he was pretty funny. I liked him. But his friends would always come with him to 4th of July. They like weren't in our family, but they'd always be there too. And I remember he had one buddy who came with him one year, and he was doing tattoos.
But there?
Yes, like he was.
At your party?
Listen.
No.
No, not like real ones, like with markers, you know. And it was like, oh, your uncle's buddy is doing tattoos. If you want to go get one. And I was like, oh, and I walked over to him, and I was really into dragons at the time, and I walked up, and I was probably in like 3rd grade, and I walked over to where the tattoo guy was, and I was like, hey, can you do a dragon? And he was like, I can do a penis dragon. And he like started cracking up. And I just like walked away.
That's gonna be my answer when people ask me for dragon tattoos.
Yeah.
Because I hate doing dragons.
Yeah, just tell him you can do a penis dragon.
Penis dragon.
Yeah. So, I didn't get the tattoo. I walked away. I remember.
The penis dragon?
No, I just remember being really embarrassed. I was like, why did he say that?
I got someone that.
I don't know.
He's probably gonna really fuck that kid up.
Yeah.
That'll teach him. That's we've heard, dragon. Well, to be fair, my Uncle RB was like my great uncle.
He was your great uncle.
Yeah. It was Kay's sister.
Yeah.
It was her husband. So
Okay.
it was Aunt Carol's husband.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that did the babe in my family.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, Sona said, abuse to aunt? That tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he was very nice. Maybe he was drunk all the time. I don't really know.
Starlin said that, and there's that one gym teacher who always wanted to teach the girls.
Yeah, I had my high school softball coach.
Mm-hmm.
Not the main guy, but the assistant one that was like...
The guy who always used a glove to catch bees.
That was on my... that guy was just like weird.
Oh, okay.
No, my high school, Mr. Shelton.
Oh,
He
yeah.
always was really stinky, and he like, almost like borderline was maybe like mentally challenged.
Yeah.
He was like real tall and lanky.
Yeah.
Strange. And he always wanted to give everybody hugs, and then he smelled like his tits.
Ah.
But he was always really inappropriate too.
No, I never had any uncles that wanted to swizzle my dizzle.
To see what order you'll take on next.
Luckily. Luckily, I never dealt with that.
Pinchers,
Huh?
the butt pinchers.
No, I never had any butt pinchers in my family.
That's good. Good for you.
I had a cousin who offered to have sex with me one time. But I declined. Yeah. She just asked me, huh?
How old were you?
Like really young.
Did she know what she was asking?
I don't know. Like,
How old was she?
she was maybe a year or two older than I was.
Maybe she thought that smelled like kissing.
Maybe. But I distinctly remember her asking me, we were having a sleepover one time, and she was like, do you want to have sex? And I was like, no.
That was a good answer.
So, I never got into that with like the cousin thing. But I could have. Let it be known,
You could have slept with your
I could have slept with my cousin, and I chose not to.
Did you ever come up again? Did you ever see her?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw her many
Why'd
times.
you do that, though?
No, I just tried to let it go, because
Did she ever offer again?
no. I assumed maybe she didn't know exactly what she was asking, but she definitely did ask me, because it's like one of those like memories that's just like burned into my brain. Like, that was kind of strange when she asked if I wanted to have sex. Yeah. And then on gym teachers, I never had one that was like creepy towards girls. I did have one who was creepy towards guys though. And he would always walk around. It was like a big joke. It wasn't like, I feel like the attitude is totally different now. And I'm not saying it was good then, but I'm just saying it's like we all like made fun of him. And we all felt like he wanted to fuck everybody. And I don't think he ever did. At least I hope he didn't. But whenever we were changing, he would be walking around like jingling change in his pocket. And well, that's what we talked about. It was like he's whacking himself off while we're getting changed here in the locker room.
Should have reported him for that.
We should have, probably. That would probably have been something to report. But it was just like, oh, it was funny that this guy was like an old man and he was walking around. Maybe he wasn't really.
Playing pocket pool.
Yeah. But he definitely would do that. He would always walk around, you'd hear like change jingling in his pocket, and he had like his hand in his pocket the whole time. And it's like, what is this guy doing?
You have to like ask yourself though, like, would I ever do that? No.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. And he had an assistant. Like, I never understood the dynamic. There was an assistant gym teacher too. And he looked a lot like the guy Ralph from Friday the 13th. The guy who said, it's got a death curse. Like that guy. If you know who that guy is from Friday the 13th, that was like his assistant. And we always made fun of him for that too.
Said he had a cousin once, he held mistletoe and smacked my face into his. It was traumatizing. It started with a boy or a girl.
I don't know, I think I'm guessing Starlin's is a boy.
I feel like I've asked that before and I don't remember. I get people confused when the names are neutral like that.
Well, I haven't seen her in years, so I don't know.
Who?
The cousin that I mentioned.
Oh.
Sona said the snowflakes would be in shambles. The snowflakes don't have any idea what it was like coming up when we did. It was just like, compared to now, it was the Wild West. And you just... you just, like, coped and made the best of the situation by laughing about it. And kind of made fun of people for being so fucked up.
I had a gym teacher that was a woman. She was, I don't want to make assumptions, but she didn't look like she liked dudes.
Yeah.
And I remember one day, I was just in school, just walking around, and she, like, pulled me to the side, and I was wearing a slightly low-cut top.
Mm-hmm.
And she lectured me on how people in the school looked up to me and how I need to be setting a better example and I shouldn't be dressing in a way that was provocative.
Ah. You shouldn't have been turning her on, I think is what she meant.
I remember feeling really confused. Like, this is just my shirt. I wasn't like a busty girl, you know? It's like...
Were you showing midriff?
No, we weren't allowed.
Oh.
We could right out that
Good Brother had a junior high gym teacher who used to make sure they were showering after class. He said he noped out of that one.
Starlins is the dude. Okay, I thought so. So that's weird. Your dude cousin smooched you.
Sona said this would be a good time for a BetterHelp therapy ad. Yeah. Absolutely. They should probably be in here lining me up for a sponsorship deal.
Yeah.
Sparrow said one time he was at a sleepover at his cousin's, and he was about to fall asleep, and his shirt was raised up and revealed some of his skin. He whipped his dick out and rubbed his tip on his back. His cousin did. And he ended up grabbing his dick and twisting it because he was pissed.
Yeah, that's what he gets. Don't rub your ween on people.
Yeah. I had a friend.
See that?
I had a friend who did something similar one time. He would just whip it out just for fun sometimes. And he did it one time when we were like in a parking lot. Like my dad had gone in somewhere to do something, and my buddy whipped his cock out. And
This person?
yeah. And he screamed bratwurst and started flopping it around everywhere. And
I know this story.
I don't know.
Somebody that we're no longer friends with.
Maybe. Yeah.
If I had to guess in my mind, would my first guess be correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost certainly.
How did I never know about this?
I don't know. Yeah, that tracks.
You say anything to him? Someone put his bratwurst back where it came from?
No, I like punched him in the shoulder as hard as I could, and he like almost cried.
All the tracks.
Yeah.
He's a weird man.
I know.
What was he hoping for?
I think he was trying to be silly, but I wasn't having it. I was like, that's disgusting, man. I don't want to see that. And my dad was like, you know, right inside. So I was like, what are you doing right now? But anyway,
Makes me uncomfortable.
I'm trying to find where I can continue this road. Focusing back on the game for a second. Sparrow said once he was at the same cousin's house, it was Halloween. Oh, sorry, Starlins I meant. And it was Halloween, he was Goose from Top Gun, so he had the suit on and stuff, and his pet Chihuahua bit him on the shin, and it was pretty bad. I'm surprised that anyone has ever dressed up like Goose for Halloween. That you wouldn't be Maverick. I bet the actor would be really glad to hear that. That he had someone dress up like him for Halloween one time. And not Tom Cruise.
His brother's dog is Goose.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, imagine Goose from Top Gun on the floor with a Chihuahua bite and crying on the floor. Yeah. Well, it would have been better than what happened to him, I guess. Oh boy, hold on. I'm gonna have to put the thing on pause.
TT.
Yeah, I gotta go TT.
Don't whip it out and yell a sausage turn.
Yeah, I gotta go and get the bratwurst out here.
Gross. Out of all the meats to choose. Yeah.
Oh boy. Hey Sona, have we missed any good Asmon Gold videos lately? I'm back, so you can wait. On the next break, please go over to BetterHelp to heal your resurfaced trauma.
Yeah, you got any more weird relative stories?
Mm.
I have many to keep a whole stream going.
Do ya?
Mm-hmm.
Sparrow ain't got no trauma. Let's see. Where are we here? Take on a main order at the musician's terminal. That was all the way up there. So I was looking all around over here, trying to find a fucking auto paver. That's not one. They gotta have more. There's gotta be another auto paver somewhere.
Give me a break.
But I was wondering if we missed any good Asmon Gold videos? Any good hot takes recently? I've stopped getting Asmon Gold recommendations. Sona said weird relative stories are better than any Asmon Gold video, unless he's documenting another non-showering episode. That's all I knew about him before you brought him up. Is that he, like, never cleaned his house. And he had, a really nasty living space for himself. But he's like, he was just, I think, named, like, the #1 streamer in the world recently. He's got, like, the biggest reach, the most dedicated fan base, but he lives in, like, total squalor. Like, he's got cockroaches and fucking spiders in his sink, and he just stacks up dishes for weeks and never washes himself.
He looks like he wouldn't want himself. Probably stinky in there.
Yeah, probably. Lubricant for machinery. Lubricant for machinery. Over there. Wonder if I can get across to pick it up.
Stretch my legs.
He posted one the other day about Alligator Alcatraz that was pretty funny. What do you have to say about Alligator Alcatraz? Where's this? Let's see. Should be able to make it. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I said lube. We're going to get the lube right here. Lubricant for machinery at the government's base. Oh, that's a big boy right there. Look at all that chiral. Hell yeah. I'll take that chiral. Please and thank you. Let me just cross. Maybe right up here. Probably be best. Where the fuck is the next auto paver? There's gotta be one, man. I don't know why I can't see it anywheres. Yeah, you know what kind of machinery they got going on over there. Post-apocalypse, you know, the ladies are kind of sparse. Dudes have to make do with what they can. Unless you're Sam Porter Bridges and you got Fragile at home. We haven't seen that just yet. It might happen. I did find out that the lady who plays Fragile, Leah Seydoux, she was in a film some years ago where she filmed like basically a hardcore porno scene with her co-star, a female, and they shot it over the course of like 10 days. You hear about this? Fragile was in a scene with her co-star where she had to basically film a hardcore porn scene. It was like it was like an artsy, kind of feminist lesbian film. But I guess it climaxes, no pun intended, with a big sex scene. And they filmed it for 10 days straight. What movie? Asking for a Friend. What was it called? I just found out about it when I was, I don't even know how it came up, when I was looking at, like, her history before Death Stranding. I don't remember the name of the movie. I'm sure you could figure it out with a little Googling. But it's not like your typical Hollywood romance scene. It's like borderline.
Yeah, hi, kitty cat.
Hi, kitty cat.
Oh, you're mad at me now?
No, I thought I picked up something that was for this place. Where are we here? Where's that go? Is this not where it goes? Oh no, the government facility's over that way, isn't it? I need to get back on my trike.
You see what Scarlett said? Saw the dad texting. And his dad said, "I'll bring the weed."
No.
At least he didn't say the Quaalude.
For sex scenes, do the actors actually have sex? I think in like big production Hollywood movies, usually no, they don't. But in the one I'm talking about, they basically do. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not your typical Hollywood sex scene. But it's not a Hollywood movie either. It's like it was like an art house type of indie film, and it apparently won a bunch of awards. But both actresses, Leah, who plays Fragile, and her co-star, were like, yeah, it was kind of weird. They made us basically film this scene every day for like 10 days straight, and it wasn't very comfortable. But she said she wouldn't take it back. She said she doesn't regret doing the movie, but maybe the conditions under which it happened could have been handled better, perhaps.
Give her the Bonnie Blue treatment.
No, I don't think she wants to be Bonnie Blue. Just scissoring? No. Not just scissoring. There is scissoring. But it's not just scissoring. Yeah, it's her and a female co-star. Like I said, it was a lesbian kind of coming-of-age film. Again, no pun intended with the coming. On the Asmon Gold, Sona said it was the first time she saw them loading up alligators with construction backhoes to put her on the base. She was hollering. It seemed like something from South Park. I mean, these days, you know, South Park and real life, what's the difference?
Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. Let me just take a look at our active orders. We'd given up all hope of ever seeing this. I'm so glad he managed to bring it in.
You hear about this?
What, Starlin's?
No, you can read that first though.
Starlin said once when he was younger, he had a crush on Kim Possible, and he still does.
Uh-oh.
Wasn't she voiced by the older sister on Even Stevens? That was it. Because I used to watch Even Stevens because I thought Shia LaBeouf was hilarious. And then I also used to watch Hilary Duff's show because I had a big crush on her back in the day. What was it? Lizzie McGuire. We played the Lizzie McGuire games on Game Boy Advance recently, within like the past probably 6 months or so. But that was like, a lot of people loved Hilary Duff and then the girl from Even Stevens, and I think she did the Kim Possible voice. I'm fairly certain that I'm right about that. I think that was her.
I'd say it's about time I gave you this.
I just saw an article about Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, that they're doing like an adult...
Yeah, it's called Chuck's Arcade.
I had some thoughts on that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, what are your thoughts?
You guys came out this Chuck E. Cheese back in the news, Kev. Chuck E. Cheese is going to be opening up like adult themed, not like sexy, not like strippers and...
Chuck E. Cheese is going to be there.
Chuck E. Cheese will be there. It'll be like a Chuck E. Cheese for adults. And they're going to have, I guess, beer and... But they used to have beer at Chuck E. Cheese back in the day anyway, so that's kind of weird. But, you know, here's what's crazy. They're basically just making it like good Chuck E. Cheese again, but they're marketing it towards adults.
Yeah, because they know the kids don't care.
But the kids would care if they did everything they're doing for the adult version just for kids too. If they just made it like old Chuck E. Cheese, everyone would fucking go. That's what's insane. And they're like, well, we're going to put more games, like more arcade games in these locations. And we're going to bring back the animatronics and stuff. And it was like, have you guys not been paying any attention to like pop culture for like the past decade or more with like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? Because the whole animatronic thing, like people are fascinated by that, especially a lot of young kids who never got to come up watching Chuck E. Cheese shows on a stage where there were animatronics moving around. That's like all video game shit to young kids now. They never got to experience that in person like I did. And like I'm sure, you know, probably Sona, probably Good Brother remembers going to Chuck E. Cheese or Showbiz Pizza. And they had the animatronics on stage. The curtains would close when they weren't doing the shows, and like kids would run up and like peek under the curtains and see like inside the dark stage the animatronics just sitting there waiting for the next show. And there was always like something kind of creepy about it, but it was awesome. But they're going to bring the animatronics back at the adult locations, not the kid locations, which is just it's like, how can you be so fucking stupid? How are these people who run these companies so out of touch with what is cool? Not just for parents, but for kids too, because if they just put those back in regular locations, expanded the playground area again, because at some point they like got rid of all that stuff, and they basically made it so when you go to Chuck E. Cheese, it's just ticket prize redemption games, and there's no stage, there's no animatronic anymore. It's just like a flat screen, and they'll show like some bullshit little halftime show featuring the characters every 15 minutes or something, and no one thinks that's cool. No one is like enamored by that. But they're bringing that stuff back for adults, and I'm like, kids would love that too. What are you guys doing? So I don't know. Starlins remembers the Rainforest Cafe. I went there one time on a vacation. But the fact that stuff like that doesn't exist very much anymore is like, it's like it activates my conspiracy brain, and it's like, this is like a fucking, there's been a concerted effort across society, even if it's not like a guy or a group of guys at the top, there's some force. And it could even be just like the force of society, the force of the way things have gone. There's some force that's controlled the way shit has gone for like the past maybe 20 years, where over time you've just shaved off all of the personality from every single like franchise, places you would go when you were a kid. McDonald's used to have the play place. It would be really decorated on the outside, bright colors, neon signs, stuff like that. Rainforest Cafe, Hard Rock Cafe, all these things that were so cool. And then you saw that stuff just like disappear. And every restaurant got rid of their own personality. They like threw it in the garbage. And they all switched these like box-shaped stores. And they all look the same. And they're all decorated the same, basically. We walk into each one, they all look similar. It's all like industrial, and it's metal, and it looks like a warehouse. And there's no warmth to it. And there's, like I said, there's no personality involved anymore. And it's like, what's the deal here? What are they trying to do to people? What are they trying to take away? Trying to take away the warmth and the fun and leave you with this husk, wishing for days gone by. And then when people talk about the olden times, it's like, oh, well, you know, that's the olden days. That's like the stuff of myths. We can't have that in real life. You can't have a Hardee's restaurant with a play place. What sense does that make? It made perfect sense back in the day. A fast food restaurant just had to have a play place because kids were going to go and play. And maybe it was something like, well, they're on their tablets now, or they're on phones. But if you take the phones away for a few minutes, the kids go and play, and they love it still. Because kids are kids, and they love doing that stuff. It's still fun. We haven't evolved to where we're like a new species. It's just that stuff's not there anymore, so kids don't get to experience it. And then so many parents just, I think, on the other side of it, a lot of parents don't want to have to fuck with it. Maybe it's easier to just put a tablet in your kid's hand and have them sit there, as opposed to, oh, they're in the tubes and tunnels and the ball pit and they're running around screaming, and I don't want to hear that. I just want them on their fucking device. And that's evil too. That's like a different type of evil. But yeah. I don't remember seeing any animatronics, said Third Sparrow, about Rainforest Cafe. They definitely had like, I don't know if they had animatronics, but they had alligators, to be topical, and they had other rainforest creatures and it was themed like a rainforest. Like you walked in and it felt like you were inside a rainforest. And maybe it seems cheesy to people now, but I think people still pine for that kind of thing because it was a unique experience and it offered something. Maybe it wasn't like high end, and maybe the food was overpriced a little bit, but everything's overpriced now.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, you don't get anything extra on top of it. So I'd rather have a unique experience and get overcharged a little bit than being overcharged for just bullshit and nothing special. Starlin said, I haven't seen a ball pit for decades. Yeah, I mean, they're basically gone. The ball pit is an endangered species.
We've designated more materials for your use. Don't hold back on our account.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
With your help, we were able to improve the design of the spare ammo container and create a version with a much bigger capacity. That's not an overstatement. It'll let you carry a lot more ammunition. That way, you don't have to bring so many weapons and can rely on just a few favorites. If that sounds good to you, give it a try.
Well, there were rumors of staff being involved in salacious activities in the ball pits after hours and stuff like that. But I mean, you can wash the balls off. But really, all that stuff can be washed. It's supposed to be.
Because I started something with that news.
Where at?
I said I started something.
Just
Cheese news.
Oh yeah, you did.
Sorry.
What'd you say? FNAF and Takis are the new Chuck E. Cheese. You know, if Scott Cawthon decided to open up like a real Five Nights at Freddy's, like a real Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, I think it'd be incredible. And people have asked him why he hasn't done that, and you know what he said? You know what his reason is?
Crazy fans take it too far.
Yeah. He said he fears that someone would try to recreate the events of the games. And he knows he could make a killing off of opening up an actual franchise, and people have like approached him about it, and he was like, yeah, that might be fun, but I don't want to open a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and then have a guy be like, I'm gonna be real life William Afton. This is my destiny. I'm gonna murder a bunch of kids in this pizza place. And so he's like, huh?
Very wholesome.
It is very wholesome. He's a wholesome guy. So.
Don't say that, you'll get canceled.
Fuck it. Yeah, he'll never make one. Exactly. He doesn't want kids to get killed. And it's like, would that happen? You want to hope not. You hope it wouldn't. But then again, you know. Especially after his cancellation. It's like, would someone do that just to fuck with him? Maybe. They might. Just to kind of prove a point. Just to stick it to him.
Sam, don't you think it's about time we picked up another order?
Yeah, I'm going to pick one up. Just maybe not the one you want me to pick up right now. Gotta go up to the musician's terminal. No, I've never seen that. Not familiar with that one. River Monster. They're doing a haunted house though. They're gonna do FNAF. What is it? The thing they do at Universal every year. Haunted Halloween Horror Nights.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a FNAF one this year. And that would be really fun to go to.
Well, better plan it right now before I fill my books up for October.
Yeah.
Like, you have one day. I'm booking on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, they're doing one this year. We could take the boys to see FNAF in person.
We would need about $1 million.
Yeah.
That's how much it costs now.
It's too bad. Everything's $1 million now.
Make sure to tell people you'll probably start late tomorrow.
Yeah, I probably will.
Fireworks.
Yeah, we got more fireworks tomorrow.
And a longer drive afterwards.
Sona said after that dude killed people on behalf of Clementine from The Walking Dead, she's sure someone would do something crazy over FNAF.
What?
I never heard about that. There were Walking Dead killings? I never heard about that. That must have slipped right past me in the world of pop culture. Oh, we gotta go all the way up, don't we? Oh, crud. Well, look at this. We've worked ourselves into a chute. No, we got it. We'll get over it. It's just not ideal. Ah! Come on. Where is it, man? Where is it? Where is that musician? Over here.
Maybe your stream is broken or my phone is broken. I would guess it's probably my phone.
Your phone?
Yeah, my phone's not working right, but I'm getting this to make sure nobody else is getting
Oh. Is the stream broken or is it just Jess?
I think it's just me.
Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted in
Or my
some facility
service.
grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
Sparrow said his parents would never. They don't spend a lot of time on him anymore.
Never what?
I think take him to the FNAF thing.
Aw. That's mean.
That's too bad. Starlin said his dad was at Arby's drive-thru and he was acting weird, saying like 1 2 3 1 2 3 to the employees and threw a straw wrapper in the air and weirdly laughed.
Always some W dude piss me off.
Oh, okay, so on The Walking Dead, Sona said this dude was in love with Clementine and he killed his family and then planned to hit up a shul.
Oh.
Jeez.
Who's Clement?
Clementine on The Walking Dead. It's been a while since I've watched TWD.
That might be past our time.
Was that the little girl?
I thought it was, but they... I don't know.
Who is Clementine? Oh, was that from the video game? Yeah, the Telltale game. I never played that. That's weird. That's an odd one. Do I think... Oh, Sparrow said it's just you.
Okay, that's
on
good.
the stream. Do I think aliens are real? I don't know. Maybe. I don't even know if outer space is real.
I don't know if anything's real.
Maybe. Like, I feel like I was just talking about this recently. How it's like, it's really tough to be surprised by anything. And even if something is confirmed, you're still like, oh, well, it's probably fake and gay anyway. Like, I don't know. You never know what to believe. Even if you see something. Like, if I saw aliens outside, I could be like, well, isn't it convenient that, like, oh god, I'm seeing aliens now when we've got the technology to create aliens. When we can make it look like aliens are in the sky. We never saw them before, but now we do fucking drone shows where last year I saw fucking George Washington in the sky at my local hot air balloon rally. Literally, they put George Washington in the sky with drones. But, oh, forget all that. No, these are real aliens now. That's not like the technology they used to make you see George Washington last year. This is a real alien. You see some of these elaborate ones they do, like in China with the penis dragons moving through the sky and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're real, maybe they're not. Maybe they're holograms. Maybe they're demons. Maybe they're extra dimensional beings. You got me. Fuck if I know. That's the position they put everyone in now. No one knows. No. You're just like, maybe. I don't know. My gut says, like, anything that's confirmed, especially with like a bunch of media hoopla, would be like, no. I'm gonna go with fake and gay on that. But otherwise, I don't know. I think out of all the fields of like conspiracies, there's probably the most misinformation and disinformation around extraterrestrials. I don't know if any other field is as muddied as that one is. And that makes me really skeptical of the whole thing. And then you have to get it into like, well, why would people fake that? You know, and that becomes a whole can of worms, and it's just... Who knows? Sona said Super Divorce is an alien. He doesn't have a belly button. Dun dun dun!
I kind of don't have a belly button.
No, I still got my belly button. It's right there. I got it.
I mostly don't have a belly button anymore.
You what?
I said I mostly don't have a belly button anymore.
Well, it's not like you were born without one.
Scar. It used to be a belly button.
Sparrow's gonna go to bed now.
Well, we meet again.
Well, thanks for hanging
Bringing
out,
up the
Sparrow.
orders.
Have a good evening, and hopefully your Alani doesn't keep you up too much when you lay your head down.
You are the best.
And I hope we'll see you tomorrow. A bit later than normal. I'll get on here as soon as I can, but we're going to be out watching fireworks a little bit further away tomorrow, so it might be even later than it was tonight when I start. So if you're up and you're checking, I hope we'll see you then.
I'm gonna do the same.
You're gonna go night-night? Mm-hmm. Alright.
Bye, everybody.
Jess is heading out. Oh! Careful.
Always good.
She was about to take the whole production down. All
What do
right.
you always call me?
Bull in a china shop.
You know it.
All right. Good night.
You're always there just when I need you.
Hey, we
Allow
got
me to express my gratitude.
a new
with this
shotgun. A lightweight variant. And we got some more music here. A song that can be played via the music player or through customized structures. This is one thing that I think Metal Gear Solid 5 has on this game.
Materials. Why don't I increase?
Yeah, we're good for now.
Your current powder grade.
The data I shared is for a new lightweight shotgun. I really wanted to do something to help, and I came across this while searching for some cargo. It's not the sort of thing I need myself, but I thought you might be able to put it to good use. Oh yeah, I have this amazing music.
One of the cats trying to get out.
share with you as well.
Y'all let this cat out of here. Y'all let the cat out of the bag.
Give it a listen.
Get out,
See
cat.
ya.
Go. Go on. You can go. You're like, oh, boy. Okay. 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 All right. Where are we at here with our damn controller? There we go. All right. Did this guy have anything else? Orders. Ah, yeah, this. The musician's lovingly preserved record collection has been stolen. He can't live without his vinyl collection. Appears to have been abandoned in an area known for its steep cliff surfaces. Retrieve the musician's stolen record collection to earn his trust. That's not too far away. I don't think. What do we got? This one right here? Let's fabricate that. You're eating Baby Bell cheese. Those are good. You know, there's a wrestler, a professional wrestler named Asuka. And she's funny. She's a Japanese lady. And she was, what is this? What was the new one? Was this one? Large spare ammo container. I think that might have been it. I don't know if I had anywhere to put that. Maybe not. Whatever. What do I have to do? Oh, I want to recycle it. Now I gotta put these in different places. Right there. And attach. I'm gonna put that right there. about this? Chiral feline. Right there. The grenade pouch. I gotta move that somewhere else too? Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I don't have anywhere I can put this now. My bridges patch. Ugh. Well, I guess I have to... I gotta recycle it. But anyway, Asuka, she, when she just came to the United States, you know, she had never had that kind of cheese in Japan before, the Baby Bell. And, and I remember posting on Twitter that she had been eating Baby Bell cheese, like the little circles, you know, that come in the fucking wax. And she had been buying packs of those and just eating the cheese with the wax. She didn't realize, because she wasn't from here and no one told her, she just thought it was like a snack you buy. It comes in like that netting, like the red net package, you know? And she had been eating them for a while until like one of the other wrestlers saw her doing it and they're like, you're eating like the wrapper. And she had no idea. And she had been doing it for a while before anyone pointed it out to her. So I always think of that now when I see the Baby Bell cheese. Make sure you use that pull tab and get the cheese out of the red wax before you eat it. Don't just eat the wax too. Yeah, she was eating the wax. She was eating the wax and the cheese together. And I guess she thought it was good enough, you know, to where she had been doing it for a while. She just needed someone to hip her to the jive, if you will. Okay. You wonder what happens if you put a midget in a medieval catapult.
Okay, peace.
Well, I don't know. It depends on what you're launching them at. She's a unit. Yeah, she's pretty hardcore. Go look up Asuka. A-S-U-K-A. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, it might be a good place to start. Might make you a wrestling fan. To be a pro wrestling fan. Look up Asuka matches. Or if you want to watch some of her like hard-hitting stuff from Japan before she came to the US, her name was Kana. K-A-N-A. She's awesome. She's one of my favorites. You can find matches of hers on YouTube. I mean, there's no shortage. She's pretty funny too. She's got a YouTube channel now. She's really nerdy. She does gaming reviews and stuff. She seems pretty cool. So check out. I think her YouTube channel is Kana Chan TV. I believe that's it. Well, you know, we used to eat that stuff back in the day, too. When they would have the, what were they? I don't remember, like, the official name. It'd be wax shaped like a soda bottle, and it'd have, like, some shitty, probably poison liquid inside, and you'd have to, like, bite the top off and then drink the liquid that's inside of it, and you're just supposed to throw the rest away. But I know kids would just like, they just put the whole thing in their mouth and they would eat it. Or the wax lips that you would get at Halloween, and they'd have like fangs, so it'd be like vampire fang wax lips. You'd put those on, and they'd be flavored like cherry or strawberry, and sometimes you'd eat those. Maybe not the whole thing, but I'm pretty sure it's non-toxic. I think it just passes through, but probably not the best. Am I going to get your whittle raspy voice dude to record the intro for my show? I'll have him do something. Him and Lazarus, they're working on their own YouTube videos. I mean, they want to be tubers. I've set a bad example. But, you know, they make their own videos. At least they're not making like total brain rot shit. They're more inspired by the guys that I like. So they're really into James Rolfe and PewDiePie and Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. Those are kind of their go-tos that they'll watch over and over again. But they have come up with their own series called Board Bros, where they review board games, and they've made several episodes of that, and I haven't let them like put their shit online because I know that they're creeps out there, and I don't want my kids overly represented on YouTube. But they'll make stuff, and I'm like, yeah, if you guys want to do this eventually, that's cool. You know, keep making videos and show them to me and maybe your friends or whatever. But I don't. It's always weird, you know, when you see some of these little kids out there with YouTube channels. It always seems like the kind of strange, what do they call them? You know, like child star, that type of deal, like the Ryan's World kid. And he had merchandise in Target when he was like 8 years old. And then it almost becomes a thing where like the parents have to like turn into slave drivers in a way. And you turn your kids into your cash cow. Like, I never want to make that situation. But if they're interested in making videos, I want them to do it. And I think it's fun creatively. But, you know, we'll see what happens. But I might have, yeah, maybe I'll have Sonny Boy voice an intro. I think he could do that. He'd do a good job. Starlin said, I drink garden hose water that's better than $1,000 wine. Garden hose water can be fantastic in the middle of summer. If you're really hot, I still remember the taste of garden hose water when you're really hot in the summer. You've been playing outside all day. You just go over to the fucking hose and turn it on and take a drink. Or that's what they would give us during football practice, like in middle school and high school. That's all that was coming out. They have this like, what do they call it? Like the something horse, sawhorse, or whatever. That you would put wood on to like saw it or whatnot. And they had one of those basically, but instead of like a piece of wood going across, it was just a piece of PVC pipe with holes cut in it. And they would turn the water on, and water would start spouting out of all the holes. And like all the football players, we would run over to it, and you just have to find a hole and just like slam your mouth up to it and slurp up as much water as possible in like the 20 seconds you had before you were out running drills again. And that shit was awesome. It tasted amazing. So refreshing. And it had that like typical like garden hose taste to it. And maybe it was toxic. Maybe. But it was good. It got the job done. You never got to eat the candy cigs. You can find them online. Just look them up. They probably sell them on Amazon now. Did I know that Jacksepticeye has autism? I think Jacksepticeye has autism the way that I do. I think Jacksepticeye has autism the way anyone who wants to... Maybe that's a hot take. I'm just saying, like, it's so... here's my deal on that. If you want to get a diagnosis for autism, I think you can probably go and get one. I'm just saying. Like, and I'm far from the first person to point that out. I think that's probably like a lukewarm take. A cool take, even. But it's just like, especially if you've been around people who have a severely autistic child, this whole thing of like, well, it's this, there's a spectrum and blah, blah, blah. If you've been around kids who are severely autistic, then there's like, the spectrum has to be so large as to almost render it completely meaningless. Because severely autistic children or severely autistic adults are just, I mean, it's a different ball game. It's not funny, haha, I'm kind of quirky, I'm weird, I've got, you know, I've got like these fascinations with like niche sort of interests. It's not like that. Severely autistic people, it's not funny haha for the people who have to raise them up and the people who end up sacrificing a lot of their lives to care for those individuals. That's why I kind of have a problem with that whole thing. You know, it's like, yeah, exactly, Sona. When we were growing up, to get that designation, yes, you basically had to be running into a brick wall head first. And literally, there were kids who would wear a fucking helmet, you know, because they would do that kind of shit. They would hurt themselves. It wasn't just like, ooh, hee hee hee. I feel like that's what so much of it is now. People have this idea in their heads of like, well, autism is just like, oh, I like toy trains. Or I'm really into video games. Like, it's so silly. That's where I'm like, if you want a diagnosis, you can probably go and get one. You can find someone. If you just describe yourself as quirky or weird, people can't be weird anymore. You used to be able to just be weird. You used to be able to be a guy or a girl who just has like maybe out of the ordinary interests, or you're a little too into something or whatnot. You get too excited about certain topics, and it's like, oh, that guy is like a little eccentric. There's something off about him. He's a little weird. And now you can take that and you can get a diagnosis. That's what I'm saying. And so I don't really give a shit about that. And I like Jacksepticeye. I just think that whole thing that he did, it seemed to me like such a trivial and unnecessary thing to do. Again, and I'm saying this as a person who I fully believe, I'm not just saying this as someone like talking shit. I'm saying this as someone who I fully believe if I wanted to, I could go out and probably get that designation if I wanted to. But I have no interest in doing that. It's not something that I would like. What the fuck? What? It's crazy to me. I come from a different time, maybe, though not much different from him, which is what's weird about it. But I don't know. Yeah, Jess brought that up. Her friend's son, who's autistic, wasn't toilet trained until he was 13. And mostly nonverbal. Yes. Loves fire. Yes. I know that firsthand. So it's not, it didn't used to be like this kind of, this quirky, fun thing that people would say about themselves, or that they would use as like clout. And that's what I feel like it's become for a lot of people, because it became a spectrum. Well, you're on the spectrum somewhere. Well, that might mean you're at like the very fucking tail end of maybe you don't even have autism. Because if it's a spectrum, that means like over here, way over here, this guy is absolutely autistic. This dude is 100% autism. And then over here, well, you know, he might be on the autistic spectrum somewhere. Maybe. We can kind of see how you would get that. Maybe, yeah, you're on the spectrum. Sure, you're autistic. And the gulf between those two things is so deep and so wide that to include both of these people in the same universe renders the entire thing meaningless. That's how I feel about it. So, yeah. Anyway. Let me see, am I going to take on an order here? Did I already do that? I don't know. What did I do? What have I got going on right now? Just take on an order. Investigate the unusual tar currents. But I thought I already got something here. Wasn't it? Wasn't there something? Did I go and do that? And I was like just blabbering so much I didn't even realize it. Maybe I just need to do that. Maybe I need to take on the main order. No, here it is. Yeah, retrieve the record collection from amongst the cliffs. That was it. Why didn't I see that anywhere? Where's the record collection? Down there? Ah, okay. It's down here somewhere. Woo! Slipping and sliding down. Oh, look at that big ladder they got for us. Someone's left us that. As a good brother or a good sister. Is it all the way down here? I see some. Oh, I dropped some shit. Uh-oh. Whoa. What's up here? Well, okay, the record collection is all the way up there. Well, shit, why didn't you show me that before? Gosh. Now I gotta put all this stuff on my back. Hoof it up here, up the damn cliff. Another model of the mythical creature. Thought we already did that before. Whoop. Okay, where is it now? Where's the damn record collection? See some medals. Not quite what I'm looking for. Okay, the record collection is over here somewhere. Oh, now I see it. Okay. Now we can see. It's right over here.
Looks like you have what was requested. All that remains now is to drop it off.
Yeast paste for the government's base. Yeast paste?
How you doing, Sam?
I'll come back for that. I'll come back for the yeast paste. Let's grab this rope. Pull our asses right on up here. Okay. Release that. And now?
That was too close.
Just like that, Sam.
Almost there.
Keep moving up, Sammy boy. You'll get there. Don't give up. You've almost got it. You're doing a great job. You're doing great work. Just keep going. Should be able to pull our asses right up there using this rope, I think. There. Okay, go up this cliff wall. You just took a an autism quiz that your biology teacher told you to take. And it says you have a score of 10 out of 30. So you've got 10 out of 30 autisms.
Too close for comfort.
Is that about what you thought? You have a few tendencies. So you could say you're on.
Hey, Sam, I've been waiting for you.
Okay.
Decided to take on
You
that
could say
order?
you're on the spectrum.
Okay, I'll check out the cargo then. This is great. A flawless delivery.
You know what I loved? I loved in Cobra Kai, the first time Hawk goes in and he meets Johnny Lawrence, and Hawk's kind of like timid and shy, and he's trying to explain to Johnny Lawrence that he doesn't want him to bully him. He doesn't want to be talked down to. He's like, my mom says I'm on the spectrum. And Johnny's like, I don't know what that is, but you better get off of it pronto. And and he ends up becoming like a badass, Hawk does. He needed someone to believe in him, you know?
Something about the way you work is just inspiring. So I want to give you this data. Hopefully, it'll make your life a bit easier.
Got some more music. Jess is in bed.
Do you have enough materials?
Bedtime
Why
for
don't I increase
Jessie.
the amount you withdraw from here?
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Legend of Legends of Legends. Expert Mover level 2.
You are incredible. And with talents like those, you might even catch their eye. The Tarlake twins, that is. I went and shared another music sample with you, by the way. If you can, I would love it if you had a listen. That's right, or so I've heard. They live on the edge of a tar lake to explore the limits of what a human being can handle. Only interested in meeting exceptional folks capable of pushing said limits. Sadly, nobody has come along that fits the bill. Makes for an interesting story, huh? Which has me wondering, what kind of person would be good enough? Yeah, got it from a kindred spirit in the UCA. Stuff that'll hit you right in the Kandha. A classic tune. When you head back to your room, have a listen. For real, you'll be hooked.
Bye then.
Again, thank you so much, Sam. It's weird though. How did something I know I'd stored safely end up in a place like that? Anyway, you might want to keep an eye on your own stuff. Take care, and please come back soon.
Look, he's got his favorite records up there. Okay. Well, let's probably drive back. What is that right there, by the way? It's not the Magellan, is it? It could be. Yeah, it is. Man, I got a lot of assault rifles, don't I? Probably don't need all of those. Let's store those, store the metals, store those metals. And yet another assault rifle. Let's recycle that. Special alloys, store those. Store that. I think that's good. Okay. All right. Well, that's probably a good place to call it for the evening. So I am going to... Oh, look. There's my music player. Music of your choice can be played within the chiral network. It will stop playing automatically in certain locations or situations. You can create up to 3 playlists containing songs of your choice. Okay. Well, that's nice. That'll be fun to mess around with. Okay. I'm not going to do all that right now. I'm just going to probably go ahead and save right here. And that's going to be it for this evening. So thank you guys for hanging out. And if you haven't done so, please sub to the channel wherever you are. YouTube, Twitch, Kilk, wherever. sub, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Usually Monday through Friday, 11 p.m., but tomorrow it's going to be a little later than that. I don't know exactly what time, but just keep checking. If you don't see an alert, just stop by until you go to sleep, and I'll show up at some point, hopefully. That's July 4th, 2025. Okay? And until next time, everyone, take real good care. Keep kicking ass. Love you lots. Lord willing, I'll be back very soon with another video for you to watch. Bye-bye.